All right, hello again, everyone. This here is my second video newsletter for Campus Ambassadors. If you missed my first video last week, let me just reintroduce myself. My name is Peter, and God has called me to serve as a college minister in Oneonta, New York, at the campuses of Hartwick and SUNY Oneonta. My hope is that through these videos that you are watching, you will maybe become familiar with what God is doing here on these campuses and in this city through this ministry in which I'm serving in. I'm gonna have to apologize. My voice is a little shaky today. I got my water right here. Hopefully I don't cough up along on this video. That would be quite awkward. But last week I shared with you guys the message in which God gave me, in which I spoke to our students last week on Wednesday. But today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to introduce you guys to a friend of mine. In a minute, I'm going to allow you to hear from her as she shares about her time with Campus Ambassadors, or as we come to call it, CA. My friend's name is Heather. And the reason why I asked her to share is because this is the end of the first semester. And with that, Heather is actually graduating this next week. Her time with us at SUNY Oneonta is ending, and she's graduating. She's moving on. So I asked her to share a little bit of her testimony and talk about her time in being a part of this group. And I hope that through this, you will see firsthand what God is doing in the lives of our students, and that you would be encouraged in that. And without further ado, I'm going to allow you to meet my friend, Heather.
Hello, my name is Heather Value, and currently I'm a student at SUNY Oneonta. When I was first thinking about what CA has meant to me, I really have to think about where I came from to where I am in CA. And I actually started off my college career at a different school. I started at Hartwick College, which is actually right up the street. God's kind of funny that way. And I was really kind of skating through life. I didn't grow up in a Christian family. The only exposure that I really had to Christianity was through a very traditional Episcopalian roots kind of thing. So I really didn't have any concept that God was actually living and that God actually cared about me and what those specific needs were. I just saw him as words on a page and notes on an organ that I didn't really like. So that was pretty much my life up until when I also had to leave my college because I didn't have enough money my sophomore year. So then I entered into a period in my life where I really didn't think there was any God in church or otherwise. And then I went to a community college for a semester, and then I transferred to SUNY Oneonta. And my first semester was pretty much just just skating through. I didn't really have any close, deep friendships, and I had no concept of who I was, or I had no idea of a worth that I had any worth in anything other than partying or just the grades that I just couldn't meet. And then that summer, my whole life changed. I was hanging out with a group of my friends, and I finally had this experience, this realization that, I didn't know who God was, and I challenged God. I questioned him, and I said, God, I want to know who you are. I want to know what your voice sounds like. I want to know what you want for my life, because I'm literally doing everything and it's not working out. And I was willing to say, I want you, God. I don't know what that looks like. I have no idea what a Christian life is supposed to look like, but I'm just going to go for it. So when I came back the following semester to SUNY Oneonta, I also had an idea in my head that I needed a fellowship, that I needed a group of people that not only believed in God more so than I did, but that I could actually go to with questions and support and have a safe environment to ask those questions. And because I'd never read the Bible before either, I had just picked it up. And so I was in the quad at my school, and I remember praying to God for one of the first times where I talked to him, knowing that he would listen to me, and then he did hear me. And I said, God, here I am. I have no idea where to go. I have no idea where to find this fellowship or this group of Christian people. I have no idea where to go. So I prayed that, and I was like, all right, God, you do what you got to do, because I have no idea. And literally 2 seconds later, I walked in, like I had like a mark on my knee. I walked into the table of campus ambassadors, and I talked to some of the people there, and they invited me to dinner at Bluefield's Cafe. And not gonna lie, at first I was like, oh, Bluefield's food? I like free food. So I went there for the food initially, but then when I went there, it was such a welcoming atmosphere. Everyone was so nice to each other, and there was just something about everyone there. And then when we started doing worship, I started to feel like I just felt like I belonged, and I felt like anyone that walked through that door could belong there, and I could ask those questions that I wasn't so sure of, and I could say what I felt, and I could ask other people how they felt, and be honest enough to do that. And it was just such a wonderful environment. And truly, through the course of that was over 2 years ago, I would say that through Campus Ambassadors, I learned what it looked like to not only just be a Christian, but to be a child of God, to follow Jesus Christ in daily life, not just through practice, not just through teachings, but just his very essence, like who he really is, which is love and acceptance and beauty and wonder, and realizing the worth of every single person, that every single person has something to contribute and something that is worthwhile to say. And I would say through Campus Ambassadors, I found what it was like to live a life with God side by side, instead of just on the wayside, with God kind of trailing me behind. It was really walking side by side with him, with other people that wanted to walk in those same footsteps. And I love Campus Ambassadors, and I love the opportunity to get a place to go to that is safe and is an alternative to many of the other activities that you could possibly find at school, and to feel welcome and to feel a sense of belonging throughout it. And I really wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have gone the places that I've gone. I wouldn't know God the way that I do if it weren't for Campus Ambassadors.
Well, I hope you all were blessed in hearing Heather share her story with you, and I just want to brag on her a little bit here. It's been such a blessing to get to know Heather in these last couple years. Heather is one of the most eager people I know when it comes to evangelism. Her heart is so full of love and compassion for people that can only come from God, and is an encouragement and also a challenge for me as I see her just being able to converse with people, even just complete strangers. And it's just incredible to see. She is always able to see people for who they are and what they're going through. And she is able to share the gospel and grace of God in people's lives that is just astounding. And she's always willing, I just want to say this is really huge, she's always willing to step up and serve. She's going to be well missed after she goes on being, a graduate. But I do know that God is going to use her in a major way outside of Oneonta, which is a big part. This right here, someone coming to be a part of the group and leaving and doing amazing things, is a big part of what God is doing here. He's bringing us students, allowing us to invest in their lives, and then sending them out into whichever field they are pursuing. So I want to thank you again for watching this video, and I just ask that if you are a part of my support team, or if you are encouraged by these things that you heard today, I just want to ask you, please share this video on your Facebook page. And sorry, if you want to contact me, I'm going to put my email address at the bottom of the screen here. Please feel free to contact me with any questions that you have. Again, thank you all. I love you. Have a great Christmas, and God bless.